Hi Anushka. Hi Vedant. Perfect. I can see all of you are present here. Hi Khushi. Hi Lewis. Perfect. Well done. So let us quickly begin with our session where we have to learn about numbers. Okay. Now, in the entire session, what are we going to do? We will be covering numbers in three different steps. At first, we are going to learn about it entirely with the help of some of the examples. We'll learn how exactly the questions are framed. How is it being asked in the 11 plus examination? Once we are done with the learning part, we are going to move towards the practice section. Here we are going to practice some of the 11 plus examination questions which have appeared in the past. Then we will be moving on to the recap section where we will be revising whatever we have learned in the learning and the practice section. Okay, so this will be the entire flow of the session, and I want each and every one of you to make sure that you guys are ready with your pen and paper. Okay. And also, I do not want to feel as if I am teaching to the bots. I would request everyone to please switch on their cameras and quickly flash the pen and the paper that they are carrying right now. Okay. Perfect. Once you guys are ready, we can begin with the session as well. Perfect. Very good, Hamza, Kian, Omar. Nice, 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 nice. Well done, guys. Okay, so let us quickly begin with our session where we have to discuss about numbers and the word problems related to the numbers. Now look at these three subtopics, which are the most important topics, which is also asked in the 11 plus examination. The first one here is arithmetic word problem. Now, word problem itself is very tricky to understand. But when we have arithmetic word problems in it, we have to remember that there are going to be a lot of calculations which are going to be asked in the question. It can be related to anything. It can be addition, it can be subtraction, it can be multiplication as well. But we have to analyze the entire word problem to get to the final solution. Now, the second most important topic that we are going to cover for today is going to be LCM, lowest common multiple. I'm sure many of you would have heard about LCM earlier, but today we will decode it and understand how exactly is it used in our real lives too. Once all of this is done, we are going to discuss about highest common factors as well. So both of these two topics are interrelated, but yes, this is going to be the most important topic for us, which we need to remember. This is mostly asked in the 11 plus examination too. Now, before going forward, let us try and understand about LCM and HCM. How are they different and what all examples can be applied here in these cases? Whenever I am going to talk about LCM, you guys have to remember one thing. It is always going to be followed by this type of a statement. When do things happen together? It can be anything. Okay, so let us take an example here for the buses which are present here in front of us. There is bus A, which is in blue color, whereas there is bus B, which is in orange color. Now, this blue colored bus starts from 12 p.m. and after every 10 minutes interval, it is going to be present there. Okay, it will keep on moving. After that, if I talk about bus B, it always starts after every 15 minutes. So this type of bus is going to start from 12, and then you will be having the numbers as 12:15, 12:30, 12:45, and in this way it will keep on moving forward. Now, if I ask you what exactly will be the time when it is going to happen together again, then what will be your answer? Yes, Kian, I can see you are raising your hand. You can surely go ahead and tell the class as well.
I think it will be 12:30. It's because on my paper I've listed down the multiples of 10 and 15 up to 10. And if it doesn't work, I go deeper. We found out that the lowest multiple that comes in both of the times tables is 30.
Very good. So this is
Then
exactly,
80 minutes, so it'll
yeah.
be 12:30.
Perfect. Well done, Kiran. That is absolutely correct. So here what we have done is there are two numbers given to us. One is 10, the other one is 15. So these are the minutes which are already given to us in the question. What will I do next is I will simply find out the multiples of 10 and 15. If you guys remember, multiples mean 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20. This is just the 10 times table which I am going to write down one by one. So after this comes 40, then we have 50, and in this way it keeps on continuing. Now, if I talk about 15, 15 times 1 will be 15, 15 times 2 is 30, 15 times 3 is 45. Now, it will keep on going in this way. But we have to simply figure out which one is the common element in between 10 and 15. From here, you guys can clearly identify this 30 is the number which is repeated in both of the multiples of 10 and 15. And this is the lowest one as well. This is the smallest one. That is why we call this as a LCM, or a lowest common multiple. Okay, so this is how we generally calculate any lowest common multiple for the question. Now, let us take this forward and understand about HCF2. Now, let us say I have Hamza with me and I have Kiko. Okay, I said that Hamza is going to get 12 cookies, whereas Kiko is going to get 18 sweets altogether. Now, what I wanted was, I have a lot of students with me today. Okay, so there are nearly around more than 30 students who are present here. Now, I want to distribute all of these cookies and sweets in a proportion so that everyone can get it equally. Then what I realized was, it is very difficult to give each one of them a different quantity. Instead, if I just combine all of this together and then figure out what is going to be the factor of these two values, it will be very easy for me to divide. Now, this is the exact difference between LCM and HCF. LCM talks about when the things are going to happen together. But when I talk about HCF, it is always going to talk about how are we going to divide the objects. It is always related to the sharing. So here you can say that if you want to make 6 identical bags, each one of them is going to have 2 cookies and 3 sweets in it, because the HCF is equals to 6 here. Now, how to calculate any HCF? Just write down the two numbers first. One is 12, the other one is 18. Now, can anyone of you tell me what are the factors of 12? Yes, Sakshi, would you like to try?
Yes. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 12, and
And
6.
12, 6 will be also there. Perfect. And what about 18?
1,
Mhm.
2, 3, 6, 9, and 18.
Perfect. Now, within the HCF, always remember you need to figure out the common factors and then multiply the numbers together. Here, as I can see, the common factors we have here is 2. Then we also have 3. We are also having 6 here. What do you guys think? What should be the HCF now? Yes, Kian?
The HCF should be 6 because it's the highest.
Correct. The HCF here should be 6 because this is the highest common factor in between these two numbers. Okay, so this is all about LCM and HCF that we have discussed. Let us move forward and talk about arithmetic word problems as well. Now, whenever there will be an arithmetic word problem, these are some of the situations that we are going to encounter. Farida, can you quickly unmute yourself and read out the entire slide for us?
Arithmetic is a fundamental branch of mathematics that deals with basic mathematical operations involving numbers. Arithmetic primarily involves four basic operations: addition, combining two or more numbers to find their sum; subtraction, finding the difference between two numbers; multiplication, repeated addition where you find the total of a number added to itself multiple times; division, sharing or disturbing a quantity into equal parts.
Perfect. So this was distributing for everyone. But yes, from these 4 points, we have understood using maths operations, you can solve any question which is going to come in front of you. It can be related to the real life word problems as well. Now, whenever I talk about addition, you guys might be thinking about it is just related to addition of two quantities and we are getting the final output. But it is not just related to this. Even when you are calculating the total income of a person, what will you do is you will add all of the incomes that he has received on a daily basis, and then it will be giving you the total sum. So this is how it is interrelated to daily life activities too. Now, if I talk about multiplication, I am very sure that you guys must have bought a Smartie. Now, if I say a Smartie is going to cost you 10 pence, and there are 10 Smarties that you are going to buy, what do you think? What will be the total cost of the Smartie that you are going to pay there? Yes. 1 second. Yes, Ella, would you like to try this one out?
£1.
Correct. That will be 10 times of 10, which is equals to 100 pence. Ultimately, this is equivalent to £1. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ella, for answering. Yeah. I hope everyone have understood this slide where we have discussed about arithmetic word problems. Now, let us quickly understand it with the help of an example given here. Now, in this question, you will see that there is a person named as Ben and his dad. Both of them are going to a cafe. Ben decided that he is going to buy 2 hot chocolates, and the hot chocolate is costing him nearly around £2 50 pence for one particular hot chocolate. And there are 3 muffins. It is going to cost £1 80 pence each. His dad buys 2 coffees, and that too for £2 20 pence, and 2 sandwiches as well for £3 40 pence each. Now they are paying with the help of a £30 note. You need to identify how much change are they going to get in total. At first, just tell me how much will be the total cost that they are actually paying to the cafe. Then we will be discussing about what to do with the final answer. Okay, so let me quickly note down it for you here. We have hot chocolates. Then we are having muffins. Then we have coffees. Also, we are having sandwiches. So we are going to list down all of the items that has been bought by Ben and his dad. Now, cost for each item here is £2 50 pence. Then we have £1 80 pence. We also have £2 20 pence, and we are having £3 40 pence. Okay. Now this is what we need to convert and get the final prices into. Okay. So I can see Hamza raising his hand. Yes, Hamza. Quickly unmute yourself and tell me, how will you calculate the final price for the hot chocolates?
So first what you do, you have to times the amount of money by how much you're getting. For example, you're getting 2 hot chocolates for £2.50. You have to times £2.50 by 2, which is £5.
Very good. So here I am simply going to times it by 2 to get £5. Perfect. What about this one? How many muffins has Ben bought?
Now that you're going to buying 3 muffins, which is £1.80 for one. So you times £1.80 by 3, which is £3.60.
Correct. That is going to be £3 60 here.
Then
But I think £1 80 pence, if I times it by 2, that will give me £3 60. Check it once again, Hamza. We are timesing it by 3, right? So 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 1 is going to be 3. Add 2 to it, this becomes £5 40 pence. Okay, check it once again.
okay. Then
Yeah.
2 coffees, which is £2.20 each. That's you times it by 2, which is £4.40.
Perfect. That is equals to £4 and 40 pence. Now I have sandwiches as well. There are only 2 sandwiches, so simply I am going to multiply it by 2 here. So this becomes 80 pence, whereas £6. What will be the total of all of this? Who has calculated it? Yes, Kian, go ahead.
So I found out that he pays 30 notes, and I calculated the total will be £21.60p. So I have to minus £21.60p by £30, which is £7.40.
£7.40. Okay, let
Yeah.
us also check whether it is correct or not. Yeah, look at this. We have a £30 note with us, right? And if you are going to subtract £21.60 from it, will it be £7.40 or £8.40? What do you guys think? Yes, Joshika?
It's £8.40.
Correct. That should be £8.40. For calculating this, what you can simply do is start from £21.60. Okay. Add 40 pence to it. Adding 40 pence means now the price is going to be £22. You just need £8 more to get to £30. That is why the total becomes £8 40 pence, which you have added to get 22. So you can just do the back calculation for making it faster and you will arrive to the final solution much faster than the other students who are competing with you. So that should be the aim that you are going to reach. Now, let us quickly move on and talk about LCM as well. We have already discussed about LCM. Let us quickly have a look at what exactly is it going to be defined as. Yeah, now for this one, I would like to call Kesha to quickly unmute herself and read out the entire slide for us.
What is LCM? LCM is the least common multiple. Lowest means smallest number. Common means shared between two or more numbers. Multiple means the product of two numbers timetabled. So multiples are shared by two or more whole numbers called common multiples. The smallest common multiple is called LCM.
Correct. We just have to identify which one of this is going to be the smallest common multiple between the two numbers. Now let us look at one of the examples. If I say that there are two numbers, one is 9, the other one is, let us take it as 24. Then I just need to find the multiples of 9. It will be 9, then comes 9 times 2 as 18. Then 9 times 3, which is 27. 9 times 4, which is 36. And maybe we can take here other number as 4. So 4 here will be having the multiples as 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. And in this way, if I keep on going, I will find that there is a number as 36, which is present in both 9 and 4 multiples. And this becomes your lowest common multiple as well. And this is how we generally figure out the LCM for any two numbers. But imagine during the examination, you guys are getting the numbers like 1167 and 268. Do you think this method is going to be feasible enough for you to solve? What do you guys think? Yes, TG, what about you? If the numbers are like this, will you get to the answer faster by this method? No, right? All of you disagree to it. That is why we have to find out the prime factors of these type of numbers to get to the final solution faster. We'll look at it with the help of an example too. Now, let us try this example given here with the help of the multiples of these two numbers given to us in the question. It says, find the lowest common multiple of 6 and 15. Okay, so there are two numbers given to you. One is 6, the other one is 15, and you just have to calculate the lowest common multiple here. Yes, Abhinesh, would you like to try this question out? Can you tell me what all multiples are there for 6?
So for 6, it's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. We know that
Perfect.
50 times 2 is 30. So 30 is the lowest common multiple.
Perfect. Very good, Abhinesh. That is absolutely correct. So the multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. How have I written this down? I have just used the timetables. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18, 24, 30. Now for 15, you all know 15 times 2 is going to be 30. That is why 30 here becomes the LCM for these two numbers. And that's it. This is what you have to do to calculate any LCM. Okay, you just have to write down the common multiples of 6 and 15 first, which we did here in this step. After that, you have to select the lowest common number which is present in the entire multiples list that you have got. And the lowest common multiple is 30. Now let us quickly move on to the next slide and learn about HCF as well. The full form of the HCF here is highest common factor. The terms which will be relating it to you with the question are always going to be either highest, largest, or any number which is the greatest. Okay, so these type of words will be reflected in the question as well. You just have to identify that this is how I will be calculating the HCF for that particular question as well. Okay, now look at this question. It says the highest common factor of two or more numbers is the highest number among all the common factors of the given numbers. So you just have to identify the common factors first. Once you have identified the common factors, you just have to look at the highest number which is present in it, and that will become your HCF. Now, let us try this example out given here, which we will be taking as an example to understand about HCF. It says, find the highest common factor of 21 and 45. At first, who is going to tell me about the factors of 21 and 45? Yeah, anyone else other than Kian? Kian has answered a lot of questions. Yes, guys. Yes, Shailin, would you like to try? Yes, Shailin, go ahead. Yeah. What are the factors of 21?
I didn't listen the whole thing actually.
Oh, no issues. Can you tell me the number with which you can divide this 21? What all numbers can be present there?
7
Correct.
and 3.
7 and 3. Perfect. So these two are factors of 21. Also, we have the factors of 21 as 1 and 21 itself. These two numbers will be also there. Okay. Likewise, if I try to calculate the total factors for 45, what are they going to be? Can any one of you tell me this? Yes, Adya, you can unmute yourself and tell me about the numbers, which are the factors of 45. Yes.
The factors of 45 are 1,
Mhm.
3, 15, 45,
What about 5?
5 and 9.
Correct. 5 and 9 will be also there. Is there any other number which we are missing?
No.
No, right? All of the numbers are covered. Can you figure out which one is the common number out of all of these?
The common numbers are 3.
Perfect. The common numbers are 3. And here it is always going to be called as the highest number as well, because there is no other factor which is present here that is common and a greater number. That is why the HCF of the numbers 21 and 45 becomes 3. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Now let us quickly move on to the practice section now, where we are going to learn about a lot of questions, and whatever we have learned till now, we are going to apply it in these questions. Let us start with the first question here. I want each and everyone to answer it in the chat. Okay. I want every one of you to give the answers by telling me exactly what is the final answer for these type of questions. Now, for the first question, I would like to call Viana to quickly unmute herself and read out the question for the class here. I'm sorry, Viana, I cannot hear you out. Can anyone else hear Viana here? Yes, Kesha? Are you able to hear her out?
No.
No? Okay, no issues. Viana, please check your connection as well once again, and then you can rejoin. Yeah. Go ahead, Kesha. You can read out the question for the class here.
There are 4 prime numbers between 10 and 20. Pete adds together 2 of these prime numbers to get a square number. What square number does he get?
Perfect. So here you just have to identify the square number that he's going to get in between these two numbers, 10 and 20. When they are going to be combined together and you are calculating the sum for it, it should be equivalent to a square number. Okay, so that is the entire problem statement. Yes, Primo, can you tell me what is the answer that you have got for this question?
So what I first did is calculate all the prime numbers between 10 and 20, which are 11, 13, 17, and 19.
Perfect. So all of you who doesn't know about prime numbers, they just have to remember prime numbers are the numbers which can either be divided by themselves or by 1. So there are only two factors for any prime number. Either it is 1 or the number itself. So if you look at 11, there are no factors of 11 other than 1 and 11 itself. Similarly, it follows for 13, 17, and 19. And look at it. All of these numbers are in between 10 and 20. Yes. Primo, what is the second step that you have used?
Then I did 17 plus 19, which is 36, which is a square number.
Perfect. Very good, Primo. You have rightly identified. If I'm going to add 17 with 19, the answer is going to be 36, which is nothing but a square of 6. So 6 square is always going to be calculated by multiplying 6 two times. And the answer that you are getting here is equivalent to 36. That is why the square number that we were looking out for is going to be 36. Okay. And the number, all the prime numbers should be in between 10 and 20. That also we have covered in this particular point. Okay. Now these type of questions comes under medium level because there are multiple steps that you have used. You have to solve these type of questions within 1 minute. But for that, you need to have the clarity about the prime numbers. And the final answer here will be is equals to 36. Now, let us quickly move on to the second question for us today. Now, if you guys remember, when I was talking about highest common factor, I have told you about the keywords such as largest, greatest, and highest. These are the three keywords that you are going to look forward to whenever you are going to solve these type of questions. It says, what is the largest number that is a factor of both 48 and 64? What do you guys think? What shall I calculate here? Is it the LCM or the HCF? Who will tell me this? Yes, Ahmed, go ahead. What do you think?
HCF.
HCF. Perfect. So I'm going to reject the possibility of having any LCM statement here. So we just have to calculate the LCM for 48 and 64. How do you guys think? Shall we calculate this further? Yes, Kian, go ahead. Can you tell me?
So, what you do is you can list down the factors of it. So if you list down 48, your factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24, and 48.
And 48. Perfect. You have listed down all of the factors for 48. Now, what if I want to calculate the factors for 64? We will have 1, 2.
2, you won't have 3, you will have 4.
Will we have 3, Kian?
You won't have 3.
No, right? We won't be able to divide 64 with 3. That is why we are going to reject it. Let us move to 4.
4. You can't have 4. You can't
Correct.
have 5 because to divide a number by 5 has 10 and 5 or 0 and 64 done, so 5 can be rejected. It can't be 6. It
Mhm,
can't be 7.
mhm.
One of it can be 8.
Correct.
It can't, and then you get one more. Last one can be 32,
32
and then 64.
and 64 will be there. We just have to calculate the HCF and the HCF. Now
And
clear.
if you see it, it's clearly 8.
Perfect. We have the common number as 8 here, which is the highest number as well. That is why 8 should be the right answer for this question. Okay. So generally, you have to take the help of these type of solutions where you are calculating the multiples first for 48 and 64, and you are also listing down the factors for it. And then you are trying to identify the common element out here. From this, we have understood that the HCF will be is equals to 8. These are very easy level question. The only thing that you have to remember in these type of questions is going to be the keywords. The keyword here for the HCF is going to be largest number. This is where you should be having your eyes on. Now, let us quickly move on to this type of a question where it is asking you about the lowest number. That is a multiple of both 12 and 16. So lowest means you have to just calculate the LCM of these two numbers. I can see many of the students have raised their hands. Yes. Sukrut, you can unmute yourself and tell me how to solve this question.
The last question isn't the answer 16 because in the 48 times tables there's 3 and 16, and in the 64 times table there's 4 and 16.
Okay, let me also check it once. Here, if I am going to write down all the factors, I have 8, I have 12. If I am going to write down 16 as well, 16 times 3 is 48, correct? And 16 times 4, yeah, that is going to be 64. Okay, so we are getting a number which is greater than 8 as well. So the answer should be is equals to 16. I would request everyone to please update this answer here. Okay, but yes, I hope you guys have understood how to calculate the factors for both of the numbers and then figure out the common element in between those two. Now, let us try this question out where we have to calculate the LCM for these two numbers. One is 12, the other one is 16. Okay, so Shukrut, can you tell me how to figure out the multiples for these two numbers?
So to write out the factors of 12 and 16, I mean the multiples of 12 and 16. So it will be 12, 24, 36, 36, 48,
60.
60.
Then we have 72. Correct. After this will be 84.
84.
Yeah. 96, 108.
96 and 108.
Okay. Now, can you tell me about 60? What will happen with this one? 60.
16, 32.
Correct.
32.
If I add 16 again, 48.
84.
84 or 64. Check it once again.
16.
If I add 16 to this, 8 plus 6
64.
is correct. That is 64. Again, if you add 60, that becomes 80.
80.
Yeah. Can we identify any number which is common in between these two multiples? Have we got the answer?
48.
48. Correct. As we can clearly see here, the common number in between these two elements is 48. That is why the LCM for these two numbers will be is equals to 48. Okay. So these type of questions are always going to come under easy level. You need to solve this within 30 to 45 seconds. You do not have to waste more time in these type of questions. What will be the answer? Final answer for this question? That is going to be 48. Okay. Thank you so much, Shukrat, for pointing that out as well for the question number 2. Yeah. Now let us quickly move on to question number 4 for today. Yeah. Now for this one, I would like to call 1 second. Yes. Sakshi, can you quickly unmute yourself and read out the question for the class?
John is writing a number between 1 and 150. It is a cube of an odd number. The highest common factor of 150 and John's number is a square number. What is John's number?
Correct. So John has written down a number which is in between these two numbers, 1 and 150. It is the cube of an odd number. Cube of an odd number means if I start from 1, 1's cube is going to be equal to 1. 2 cube is equals to 8. 3 cube is equals to 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. This way, if I calculate 4 cube, that is going to be 4 times of 4 times of 4, which is equivalent to 64. And if I write down 5 cube, that is going to be 125. You guys should at least know all the cube numbers till 10. Okay, make a chart of it and try to remember it every day. After this comes 6 cube, which is equivalent to 6 times 6 times 6. 36 times 6 will be giving you 216 as the answer. Now, 216 is already greater than 150, so you can reject this possibility. Okay, what do you have to remember? You have to check for these 3 numbers or these 5 numbers that we have got. Now, all of them are in between 1 and 150. And we have to figure out the right answer with the help of this. It says the highest common factor of 150 and the number that we are going to have. The number is 150 and the number that we are having is 1, 8, 27, 64. This is how you have to calculate the final John's number as well, which is unknown to us. Okay. So Nia, can you help me out in solving this further? Can you tell me what should be the next step?
So like the answer should be an odd number. So you can like cross out 2's cube and 4's cube.
Perfect. So I am left with 127 and 125. Okay. Now, the highest common factor of 150 and this number should be a square number. Now, if I calculate the highest common factor in between 1 and 150, what is it going to be? Will there be? Yeah, the number is going to be 1 times of 150, which is 150. So it is not a square number at all. If I talk about 27 and 150, 27 and 150 here, you will be having 3 times 3 times of 3, whereas for 150, you have it as 3 times of 2 times of 5 times of 5 again. And if I just 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30, 30 times 5 is 150. Yeah, this will work. Now look at the lowest common multiple here. You just have to find out the common factors. You have 3, then you have the other numbers as 3 times of 3 times of 3 times of 2 times of 5 times of 5. It is a way greater number that we are getting. And this is not going to be a square number because the factors are not having any pairs at all. Look at this. This 3 is alone. And also we have this 2, which is alone present here in the entire multiplication. That is why this cannot be a squared number at all. Now let us talk about 125 and 150. Look at these two numbers. You have 125 with you, you have 150. If I calculate the LCM of these two numbers, what is it going to be? 125 is equivalent to 5 times of 5 times of 5. Whereas 150 is equivalent to, you have already written down the factors. So let us quickly note this down. 3 times 2 times 5 times 5. Now here, if I find the common factor out, it is always going to be 5 times of 5 and 5 times of 5 that you are getting. Okay, so it is equivalent to 25, which is a square number at the end. That is why 125 should be the correct number, which is of John's, and it is in between 1 and 50, 1 and 150. And also, when you are taking out the highest common factor for 150 and 125, you are getting a square number again, which is 25. That is why the answer should be 125 here. Okay. Now these type of questions comes under hard level question. Okay. You can take nearly around 2 minutes 30 seconds to solve such type of questions as well. Okay. But yes, you have to remember that the fundamental theorem, whatever you are using here for these type of question, you shouldn't be forgetting about the HCF. Okay. You should know how exactly to calculate it or what exactly is an odd number or a cube number. This you should be having an idea of. Now let us try question number 5 for the day. Now I want Kiko to quickly read out this question for the class. Yes, Kiko.
Free bus services stop at my bus stop. Service A departs every 3 minutes, service B every 5 minutes, and service C every 8 minutes. If all three services leave my stop at 10 o'clock a.m., at what time will they next leave my stop together? Assume that all three services run on time.
Yeah. So in this type of a question, as we have already discussed, whenever there will be a question which is related to how many buses or the services are going to be present at once in common, then you have to always remember you are going to calculate the LCM for these type of questions. Now here, there are 3 bus services that we are having. One is A, the other one is B, the other one is C. Now bus A always departs after 3 minutes. Whereas for B, we have the timing as 5 minutes. And at the end for the bus service as C, we are having the time limit as 8 minutes. if I figure out the LCM of these three numbers, I will be able to get when they are going to leave the stop together. Okay, so this is the only way I can calculate these type of questions. Now, if I calculate the prime factors for 3, 5 and 8, you will be getting 3 for the first one. 3 times 1 is equals to 3. 5 times 1 is equals to 5. And for 8, you are going to get it as 2 times 2 times 2. Now, if you guys look at the entire factors, we are not having any factor which is common to each other. That is why what will I simply do is I will multiply the numbers together. And this is a short trick that you have to remember for all the questions. Whenever there is no factor which is common in between two numbers, you are going to simply multiply them. Okay. Now I have 5 times 3 times of 2 times of 2 times of 2, which I need to do to calculate the final time. So the total time here will become 3 times 5 times of 8, which is equals to 40 times 3, which is 120. And 120 minutes is equivalent to 2 hours. Okay. Ultimately, the bus service has started at 10 a.m. That means after 2 hours, they are going to come back together again. Can anyone of you tell me what will be the time at that point of time? If I add 2 hours to 10 a.m., how much will I get here? Yes, Shrutika, would you like to answer?
12 a.m.
12 a.m. Will it be a.m. or p.m.?
p.m.
p.m., right? Otherwise, the person will have to wait through the entire night and then take the bus. Okay, so this is what you guys have to remember. Okay, whenever you are adding the numbers, then you have to take care of the 12-hour clock as well. Perfect. Now let us quickly move on to the next question for us today. Yes, Shukrut, can you quickly read out this question for us?
Eleanor receives 20 pocket money each week. This week she spent £4.88 on sweets at the shop. She then put a third of what was left in her piggy bank. How much money does she still have to spend?
Correct. So at first, I hope all of you will be receiving some pocket money, right? Shukrut, what about yours? How much do you get?
I get per each week I get at least £3.
£3. That's a lot for each week. That
Yeah.
means how many weeks are there in a month?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. So that is equivalent to £12. Okay. So this way, if you are going to save all of this money, you will be saving this with the help of a piggy bank, as it is done by Eleanor as well. Okay. So this is what we have to take in context while calculating this type of a question. It says she is receiving £20 pocket money each week. Now, this week she has spent £4.88. So that means she has been deducted by £4.88. Now look at this very carefully. When I talk about 88 pence, that means if I just add 12 to it, I will be getting £5. If I have calculated this, it means 12 pence is the difference. After that, I just need to add £15 to get the total as £20. So instead of subtracting it traditionally, what you can simply do is you can figure out the difference in this way. Okay, just do the back calculation. So here you are getting the final value as £15 and 12 pence. After she has spent £4.88. Now, let us quickly move forward and talk about the second part of the question. It says she then put a third of what was left in her piggy bank. 1/3 of this amount is going to be £15 12 pence divided by 3. Now, £15 divided by 3 is equivalent to £5, whereas 12 pence divided by 3 will be giving you 4 pence. So £5 4 pence is the total quantity. After that, it says, how much money does she still have to spend? What do you guys think? What shall I do after this to calculate my final answer? Yes, Komal, would you like to try this one out?
You have to do £15, 12p minus £5, 4p, which is £9, 98p.
£9.98. Are you sure about it? 12 minus 4 will be is equals to how much?
3.
3 or 8? Check it once again. You have 12 pence. You have 4 pence.
Sorry, it's 9 pounds 8p.
8p. But here, if I subtract 15 with 5, do you think will I get 9 pounds or will it be 10 pounds?
10 pounds.
10 pounds. So the answer should be 10 pounds and 8 pence instead of 9 pounds and 80 pence. Okay. So this is what you have to remember. Whenever you are subtracting anything, just take this one separately as a pence and this one will be your pounds. You just have to do the back calculation to get to the final answer. So here we are getting the final answer to be as 10.08. You have to solve these type of questions within 1 minute 30 seconds. Do not waste more time on these type of questions. Okay. And this will come under medium level. Now, let us try one more question out, question number 7 for the day. And I hope everyone will be able to solve this one out. Yes, Ella, can you quickly read out the question for us?
Mandy thinks of a number. She multiplies it by 7 and subtracts 21. The answer is 35. What number did Mandy think of?
Correct. So here, these type of questions comes under function machine. Always remember, whenever you receive these type of a question, you have to look at what is the final input and what is the final output. Yes, Viana, would you like to try this one out?
I think you should take the inverse operation and then do 35 because it says subtract 21. You add 21, which is 56.
Correct. If I add 21 to it, this will be 56. After that, I know here I am going to multiply it by 7 to get 56. So whatever is the number,
You divide it by if you divide
we will divide it by 7 to get the final answer as 8 here. Okay, because 8 times 7 will give you 56. After that, 56, when you subtract it by 21, you are going to get the final value as 35. So you are just reversing the entire operation. You are going to add 35 with 21 to get 56. Then after that, you are going to divide 56 with 7 to get the final answer to be as 8. So the final answer here becomes 8. You have to solve such type of questions within, shall I write down 10 seconds? What do you guys think? Yeah, 10 seconds. Okay. Please take 20 seconds. Check the calculation once again. Okay. Make sure you are not making any mistakes in these type of question. Okay. This will come under an easy question. Umar, can you quickly read out this question for us here?
Alan, Ben, and Christopher were discussing their breakfast choices. They discovered that Alan eats muffins every 9 days, Ben eats muffins every 12 days, and Christopher eats muffins every 8 days for breakfast. If they all ate muffins today, after how many days will they eat all muffins on the same day?
Yeah. So here again, whenever you will see these type of a word used in the entire question, where it is asking you about when are they going to do the same thing again next. Okay. You have to only calculate the LCM for all the digits which are given to you in the question. Now let us look at the question. It says there are 3 students, Alan, Ben, and Christopher. They are discussing about the breakfast choices. And Alan says that after every 9 days, he is going to eat a muffin. Okay, this is for Alan. Now, when I talk about Ben, Ben is taking 12 days altogether to eat the muffin next. So it is going to be after 12 days, he's going to have this muffin again. Now, if I talk about Christopher, Christopher is eating nearly around 8 after 8 days. Then you just have to calculate what will be the next time when they are going to have the muffins together. So that means we just have to calculate the LCM of these 3 numbers, 9, 12, and 8. Yes, Chloe, would you like to help me out in solving this question here? Yeah. Can anyone else hear Chloe? Yeah. Yes, Chloe, now you are audible. Go ahead. Okay, I do not think we can hear you out, Chloe. You can rejoin the session again, then it would be possible for me to hear you as well. Yes, Daniel, go ahead. How do you think? Shall we solve this question further?
So the lowest common multiple, so you have to do 9, it goes 9, 18.
Correct.
And
9, 18.
3, 18, 9,
Okay.
1.
1. Okay, these are the factors of 9, right?
Yeah.
Instead, if I write down the prime factors for 9, what will it be? 3 times 3?
9.
Yeah. Similarly, if I write it down for 12, that is going to be 3 times 2 times 2. Okay. And for 8, it is going to be 2 times 2 times 2. Just identify the common factors out. We have 3, we have this 2, we have this 2 again. So the common factors are 3 times 2 times 2, and the remaining ones needs to be multiplied as well to get the final value of the LCM. So this becomes 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, 24 times 3 will become 72. That is why 72 is going to be the final LCM of all of these three numbers which are given in front of us. So after 72 days, they are going to eat the muffins together. Okay. So whenever you get these type of a question, you just have to figure out the prime factors of it first, take out the common factors, multiply the common factors together first, and the ones which are left out, you have to multiply them later on. You will be getting the final answer as an LCM here. So this is one of the tricks that we use to calculate the LCM. Okay. Now let us quickly move on to the last question for us today. And in this one, I would like to take the help of Rukiye to quickly read out the question for us.
The snowfall on Tuesday was 5 centimeters less than on Monday. On Wednesday, twice as much snow fell than on Tuesday. In fact, 30 centimeters of snow fell on Wednesday. How much snow fell on Monday?
Okay, so from the entire question, we are clear that we are having 3 days with us. One is Monday, the other one is Tuesday, the third one is going to be Wednesday. Now you can clearly see for Wednesday, the temperature which is given to us is 30 centimeter. We need to identify what is going to happen on Tuesday and on Monday. Okay. Now, Ahmed, can you tell me what is actually happening within the question for the day of Tuesday?
On Tuesday, so we have to do 30 divided by 2 since it says on Wednesday, twice as much snow fell on Tuesday, which is 15.
Correct. So you just have to divide it by 2 to get the final value of the temperature or the snowfall, which is present here on Tuesday. And when I am dividing it by 2, I am getting the final answer to be as 15 centimeter. Now, let us talk about the first statement. It says the snowfall on Tuesday was 5 centimeter less than that on Monday. So it means if I am going to subtract this 5 here with the number which is present here for Monday, I am getting the final answer to be as 15. So what do you guys think? What shall I do to calculate the final answer? Yes, Joshika, go ahead.
You need to do the opposite, so you have to do 15 add 5, which will give you 20 centimeters.
Correct. So here I will be simply adding 15 with 5 to get the final answer to be as 20 centimeters. Okay. Now these type of questions again are going to come under function machine, and you have to remember that the level of these type of questions are very easy. You have to solve this within 30 seconds. Also, the final answer here is going to be 20 centimeter. Okay. So this was all about arithmetic word problems that we have discussed. And also we have discussed each and everything which is related to HCF and LCM word problems. Okay. Now let us quickly move on to the recap section where we are going to summarize whatever we have learned for today. Within the recap, at first, as we have discussed about the arithmetic word problem, here we have learned exactly how to break down any question and its concept into multi-step arithmetic operation. Also, we have to remember the problem solving strategies that we have discussed about. If it is going to be a function machine, then if it is multiplication, which is present from left to right, then we are going to do the opposite of it. And when you are going back from right to left, you have to do the opposite of this operation, that is division. Okay. Similarly, if it is going to be addition, you have to do the opposite of it, that is subtraction. And in this way, you have to just keep on solving such type of questions. Okay. Now for the HCF, can any one of you tell me the definition of HCF? Now, can any one of you simply explain it to me? Okay, I can see many of the hands being raised. I hope everyone have understood this. Perfect. Yes, Kesha, would you like to try?
To work out HCF, you need to write down all of the factors of your numbers, and
Correct.
then you have to find the highest number that every single number has.
Correct. Very good. This is what we have understood about HCF as well, where we are going to write down all the prime factors for the numbers which are going to be given to us. Then we will figure out which one of this is going to be the highest one out. Very good, Kesha. Now, who is going to tell me what is the meaning of LCM? Okay, I can see many of the hands being raised. Yes, Komal, go ahead.
It means like the highest common factor.
Correct. No, HCF was the highest common factor, right?
Oh, sorry,
Within,
lowest common factor.
yeah, that is your multiple. Instead of the factor, we use the word multiple for lowest one. Okay. So within the lowest common multiple, we have to remember that should be the multiple which is present there for both of the numbers, and it should be common in between these two, and also it should be the lowest number possible. Okay. So this is all about arithmetic word problems, HCF and LCM that we have learned for the day. Thank you so much guys for joining in this session. Now we are going to move on towards the Q&A session, which will be taken by Akansha ma'am, who is our product manager, and she will be taking you guys with the Q&A session as well. Okay. Yeah. Over to you, ma'am.
Great. Thanks a lot, Suraj, and thank you everyone for joining us this Sunday. As a big thank you, we would be extending a 30% off coupon code, which is called Master30. So you can use it on all of Pi Academy subscriptions. And we would have a quick 15-minute Q&A session now. So if you guys have any questions or any doubts with regards to 11 plus maths, 11 plus English, you can just drop it in the comments and Suraj and I would take it up. And as promised, we would be sending across the free 11 plus maths topic-wise worksheet. So this worksheet is around 500 pages long and it's completely free. We would be sending this over to you over email. And the way you can use this worksheet is, for example, if you want to practice square numbers, you can just click on the topic square numbers and it would take you to the square numbers worksheet. So this way you can take a printout of this entire PDF file, you can practice the questions, and you can also cross-check whether the answers you've written are correct or incorrect. So stay tuned. Keep an eye out on your email. We would be sending this worksheet across to you. And make sure that you're using the Master30 coupon code. This code is valid for the next 24 hours. So it's valid for the next 1 day. And we recommend that you make good use of it. So if you guys have any doubts, feel free to just drop it in the comments below and Suraj and I would take it over. So while you guys are thinking through your doubts, I would also like to show you a very interesting product that we have, which is called the 11 plus maths topic-wise product. So here, as you can see, it's called 11 plus maths solve topic-wise questions. And what we have done is basically we have segregated around 15,000 11 plus exam questions across the various topics and subtopics which are asked in the 11 plus exams. So for example, when you scroll down, today all of us practice the numbers topic. And here you can see within numbers itself, we have around 5,000 questions. So those of you who are perhaps looking to practice the bid mass questions in detail, you can simply click on the bid mass section here, and it would take you to the bid mass topic-wise questions. And from here onwards, you can basically read the question, solve it, and then click on the answer tab to see the solution. So this way you would be able to cover all the 11 plus maths topics and subtopics which are asked in the 11 plus exams. As you can see, I'm scrolling down the list of topics here. We have around 80 plus topics listed down over here. So make sure that you practice all these topics before your September 11 plus examinations. And along with this, we have another topic-wise product, which is called the 11 plus revision and practice pack. So you can see it here when I hover on 11 plus papers and I click on the 11 plus revision and practice. It takes me to this product, which has 90 10-minute tests. So there are around 90 tests in the table that you see over here. And these tests cover all topics and subtopics within 11 plus maths and English. So here you can see from serial number 1 onwards all the way till serial number 17, we have covered the topic of 11 plus grammar with all the subtopics which are placed within 11 plus grammar. So that's nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, and so on. So when you scroll down this list, you would see the topic punctuation is covered, spelling, literary devices, comprehension, and then it moves on to the maths topic. So here you see we have lots of subtopics within numbers which are covered in detail. And then we have algebra, ratios and proportions, lots of topics and subtopics in geometry, statistics, and so on. So make sure that you utilize the coupon code MASTER30. You would be getting an additional 30% off on all the 11 plus papers and practice papers which are listed over here. So make sure that you utilize the coupon today. And for those of you who are looking for a more visual form of learning, in the sense if you're looking for certain video courses, we also have 11 plus video courses. These are pre-recorded courses on our website. So for example, here you can see we have the comprehension mastery course, we have creative writing, we have algebra, geometry, fractions, and so on. So these video courses are extremely helpful for those of you who would prefer to have a more visual form of learning. So do check out the video courses as well. The coupon Master30 is applicable on these courses as well. So Joshika has a question. How many hours per minute will we have to complete the maths worksheet? So that's a very good question. So these worksheets are basically meant just to help you practice and improve your speed and accuracy. So there is no set time limit that you must follow for these worksheets. But given the difficulty level of the questions that we have provided, I would recommend that you finish one topic within 5 to 10 minutes. So if you are able to finish one particular topic's questions within 5 to 10 minutes, you are pretty much moving in the right direction. Any other questions that you guys might have? Rukia has a question. How do we get these papers? So the topic-wise worksheet would be emailed to you on the email which was used to register for the masterclass. This would be sent to you over email. And the papers that I'm talking about are available on the website. So if you're looking at 11 plus video courses, these are available when you click on the video section on the mega menu. And the remaining papers are available under 11 plus papers. So all these papers that you see here, we have maths, English, creative, comprehension, verbal and non-verbal reasoning. We have the revision and practice, literary devices, spelling, punctuation, and grammar. And we also have around 15 practice papers. These are board-specific practice papers. So for example, those of you who are looking to crack the Henrietta Barnett 11 plus exam, you can check out our GL practice papers here. We have maths and English. And those of you who are looking at the Kent Consortium schools or the Bucks Consortium, you can check out our 11 plus Bucks Kent practice papers. For those of you who are aiming at the CSSE schools, we have 11 plus English CSSE and maths practice papers bundle. And we have also created bundles for the independent schools as well. So all these papers would be available under the 11 plus papers section. The Master 30 coupon code, which would give you an extra 30% discount, is applicable on all these products that you see on the screen. And as it is applicable for just the next 24 hours, I recommend that you make use of it as soon as possible. Joshika has a question. What is this website called? So this is essentially Pi Academy's homepage. So I would just request our support team to share our website's landing page. And from there on, you can navigate. So I request all of you to perhaps ask your questions. If you have any questions regarding the 11 plus maths curriculum, how are we supposed to prepare? How should we revise? You can ask your questions down below in the chat. If you guys have any recommendations or perhaps certain topics that you find difficult and you would like us to take up these topics in the upcoming masterclasses, please do drop a comment with the name of the topic, and we would try to cover that topic in our next masterclass. And while we wait for the questions, I would also like to show you guys our 11 plus Year 5 Sunday classes. So we run classes on Sundays for the Year 5 and Year 4 students. For the Year 4 students, we run foundational classes, and for Year 5 students, we run slightly advanced classes. And you can check out the structure of these classes. We cover the main topics, the main subjects, which are maths, English, verbal and non-verbal reasoning every Sunday. And here you can see a breakdown of our schedule. So for example, we have covered all the topics: statistics, fractions, measurements, algebra, geometry, and maths. In English, we have deep dived into each of the subtopics within creative writing and comprehension. So here you can see we have creative writing descriptive, where you're describing a person. Then we have comprehension, author's choice. And for example, we are covering comprehension, point, evidence, and explain technique, and so on. And then finally, verbal and non-verbal, where we cover jumbled up sentences, letter codes, word meanings, block counting, all the various topics and subtopics within the reasoning subjects. So do check out our Sunday classes as well. These are extremely well-structured classes where we make sure that we are providing you live tutoring in all these topics and subtopics which are mentioned here. And the biggest benefit that you get when you register for these Sunday classes is that you would be unlocking all the 11 plus exam resources which are written, which are present here on the screen. You would be unlocking them for free as a complimentary resource along with your Sunday classes. So when you register for the Sunday classes, not only do you get the live tutoring for maths, English, verbal and non-verbal reasoning, but you also unlock around 30,000 plus 11 plus maths, English, verbal, non-verbal questions. And as you can see here, we've written down the name of the pack and how many papers or how many questions you would be getting in each. So this is an extremely value for money product. We really recommend that you check it out, register for the Sunday classes, attend our classes, utilize our resources, and we are extremely sure that would really boost your 11 plus exam scores. So Sukrit has a question. Can we cover algebra or integers? So in case you're talking about the masterclass, yes, Sukrit, we can have a masterclass on algebra and we can cover integers related questions. And meanwhile, if you're looking to practice certain algebra related questions, you can head over to the 11 plus max Topicwise papers here. And over here on the left side, you can see we have a lot of 11 plus exam topics. So when you scroll down, you would come across the main topics, which does include algebra as well. So here you see we have 736 questions within algebra. And further within algebra, we also have questions within linear equations, within simultaneous equations, and so on. So all you need to do is click on the name of the topic, and it would bring you to the page where you can unlock the questions and start practicing for free. So also, just for all of you to know, you can access all these questions completely for free, although you would have to subscribe to the subscription in order to unlock the answers. But the questions are free, so feel free to head over to this page and start practicing right away. Shaylin has a question. Do you have year 3? So while we run Sunday classes only for years 4 and 5, because we feel year 3 could be a little too early, we do have year 3 maths assessments. So if your child is in year 3, you can check out the year 3 maths assessments. These are sitting under the year 1 to 6 section on the mega menu. And these maths assessments are for students who are currently in year 3. So they are not of a very high difficulty level. They are basically designed in such a manner that a year 3 student would be able to solve them. And even these are segregated by topics. So you can see we have numbers and place value, multi-step word problems, time, length, mass, capacity, fractions, geometry, all the topics. So this is a great starting point. You can check out our year 3 assessments as well. Joshika has a question. Will you also give VR and NVR classes? Yes, that's a great question. We can definitely run our next master classes on verbal and non-verbal reasoning as well. And as also asked by Sukrut, we can run it on algebra and integers. Shrutika has a question. What is the cost of the Sunday classes? So the Sunday classes come to around £10 an hour, and they are billed monthly. So on a monthly basis, you would be paying around £99 a month. And for £99 a month, you would be getting around 4 Sunday classes. Each class would be around 2.5 hours long, along with access to all the 11 plus past and practice papers, which are mentioned here on the screen. So it's a very interesting package where you not only unlock tutoring, but you also unlock the past papers and the practice papers. So it's basically a one-stop shop where you get all the resources that you need. Shaylin has a question. Do you have maths and English classes? So yes, as mentioned here in the Sunday classes, we do cover 11 plus maths and English as well. So you can check these out. Patrick has a question. Hi, for year 4, when do you have classes? Could you send me more info on this? So yes, so for year 4 as well, we run classes every Sunday. These are structured in a similar manner. In the sense, every Sunday we cover English, maths, verbal and non-verbal. The timings are as listed on the website. It starts at 10:30 in the morning and ends at 12:45 in the afternoon. So it's for around 2.5 hours. And with the year 4 Sunday classes, you would be unlocking all the year 4 related subscriptions. So here, for example, you would be unlocking all the pre-11 plus past papers, pre-11 plus topic-wise questions, and the year 4 maths assessment. Ahmed has a question. Hi, I just signed up last Sunday. How can I claim the 30%? So the coupon code Master 30 is only applicable on our resources, which are sitting under 11 plus papers. It is not applicable on the Sunday classes because those are tutoring resources. So you can use the coupon code for the 11 plus papers. In fact, you can also use it for all other papers. You can use it for pre-11 plus, 13 plus, year 1 to 6, GCSE and IGCSE if you're following that curriculum. So yes, the Master 30 coupon code is applicable on the 11 plus papers and practice papers. So Leonidas has a question. What subject is in this website? So our website, Pi Academy, has taken care of all the subjects which are asked in the 11 plus examination, as well as the pre-11 plus and 13 plus exams. So here you can see the list of subjects that we've covered. We have dedicated resources for maths, we have English, We have separate resources for comprehension and creative writing. We've covered literary devices, PAG vocabulary. We also have verbal and nonverbal reasoning. We have an interview guide and a practice revision and practice paper. So all the subjects which are asked by the leading grammar and independent schools in their 11+ examinations are covered in depth on our website. I would recommend that you check out our website, go through the 11+ paper section where you would be able to unlock all these subject-wise products. And make sure that you use the coupon code, which is MASTER30. So it's MASTER 30, MASTER 30, which would help you unlock an extra 30% off. Keiko has a question. How do you get to the practice papers? That's a very valid question. They are sitting slightly hidden. So basically you hover on 11+ papers and you navigate down to this section where it says 11+ practice papers. So here you can see we have the names of the board. We have GL, Assessment, CEM, ISCB, SCT, CSSE. The names of the boards are mentioned. And just to make it slightly easier for you guys, we would also share our practice papers here on the chat, so you can take the link directly. Great. Shrutika has a question. What is the link of topic which have free questions but answers come within subscription? So that is our 11+ Topicwise product. I would share that as well. So I would just quickly send this to you over the chat so that you can begin your topic-wise practice as soon as possible. Great. So great. We have a question, is exam next year? So yes, so given that it is January of 2026, these papers are best suited for students who would be writing the exam in September 2026 for the grammar school exams, and in December and January of next year, 2026 and 2027, for the independent school exams. So these are best for students who are writing it in this year, which is 2026. Joshika has a question. Is there classes on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and so on? So for those of you who are perhaps not looking for the Sunday tuition, Sunday classes, but want to have a more bespoke classes, you can check out our 11+ one-to-one tuition. So we cover tuitions for students of all age groups. So whether you are preparing for the 11+ examinations, perhaps you could be preparing specifically for the scholarship exams, or you're looking for a foundational one-to-one class. Basically, you're in perhaps year 1 and 2, or you're in year 3, and you're looking to have a head start for the 11+ examinations. We cover all age groups and year groups. So do check out our 11+ one-to-one tuition. We can basically provide you with expert tutors at the time and date of your convenience, and you would be able to start your classes accordingly. So I'm also sharing the one-to-one tuition. Yes, our team has shared it on the chat, so you can check that out as well. So great, looks like it's 1:20 already. I would really like to thank all of you for joining us in this session. We've taken note of all your suggestions. We would definitely be running a reasoning masterclass next. And as a big thank you, we have all the Master30, we have the Master30 coupon code available for you guys. So make sure that you check it out and use it. And we would be sending you the topic-wise worksheet over email. So do keep an eye out for that. I would really like to thank all of you for joining, and thank you, Suraj, for taking the masterclass.